First time?
He who finds the grail must face the final challenge.
What final challenge?
3 devices of such lethal cunning.
Booby traps?
Oh, yes. But I found the clues that will safely take us through in the Chronicles of St. Anselm.
Well, what are they?
Oh, an evening run. Ah, goodness. What a weekend, huh? Right? Look at this. Oh, man. How is everybody tonight? Hello, folks. Danoby2 here. Thank you for joining me on an evening run. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about droids. We're going to talk about Echo. Echo release. You kids out there chasing Echo. How about the droids, right? You guys want my 2 cents on the droids, right? Oh God, what a roller coaster, I tell you. Went to the InArt Queens Studios event last night. I got my t-shirt. Oh, should I I guess I should do a check-in. How about a check-in? How about a check-in? Why not? Why not? For you kids out there, why not? Sure, why not? Why not? Ah, goodness. There we go. Who's let's start at 10 o'clock. Let's see who's checking in here. Miles Morales checking in. Hello. Braden from 4 p.m. Sydney, Australia. Hope Overwatch 2 has been treating you well. It actually has, Sir Braden. Crosshair. Sure, why not? How was Excalibur? Did you make it out safe? Oh boy, what a hoot that was, huh? You guys want to see some of the footage? Well, you probably saw the stream. Big Brother, 1 p.m. from having lunch at InArt Warehouse. They're not putting you to work, are they? Billy Joe, Lafayette, Louisiana, 12:02 a.m. Let's go. Gee, the t-shirt, Invasion of the Body Set. Hey, look, right? They had swag bags there, and they had a t-shirt, and some of them had hats, and some of them had sweatshirts, and I got my t-shirt. Nice shirt. Thank you so much. What is it? Hello, everyone. Hey, everyone. Thank you, Blackbird. What is this? The hate of Lorian. Here to bring in the hate. Well, you clearly did not bring the hate at the event, did you, hate of Lorian? Did you? Did we see? Did anything happen? Did you take that shirt off of the rep's dead body last night? No, that was my. This t-shirt is my. This is my $79 part of the swag bag. I got a t-shirt for attending the event. Remember, they promised. They said they were going to show you all of these figures. Remember, they had that list roster. They were going to show you all of these figures, and then for reasons unknown, right? Some of the stuff that, I guess, can we use the word promise? Or I guess we were expecting. There was a list of stuff that they were, that they shared with the community. And for reasons, one or the other, different tales of sort, some of the stuff did not make it past, I guess, customs, shipping. At this point, your guess is as good as mine. Miles from Singapore, thank you. 3 in the morning from Shane, Kentucky. Is OG Mando, Texas, 12 a.m. is what you mean. Professor, where were you, Professor? I was looking for you and your wisdom and your. I was looking for you and your wisdom and your guidance and your. But clearly, you can pull yourself away for Disneyland for one night, Professor. Just for one night, right? You couldn't not attend Disney Springs chasing elusive grails, Disney grails, to attend one night. You live next door to us, by the way. What is it, like a 3-hour drive? I would have sent an Uber free at that point, Professor. I could have used support, and you let me down. Checking in, Christchurch, New Zealand, 6 p.m. Thank you, Saber Rex. Fonzie, do you still have the Hot Toys Harley Quinn from 2016 film? I do, good sir. She's in my DC selection. Collection room tour part 2. 30-minute mark, you'll find her. Willie Woodson, what? Not. John Deek, hello, good sir. Hello. Thank you for joining. Shout out from Reno, Nevada. Very nice. David Alenchen, very cool. No Fear, 1003 Arizona, Alabama. Thank you for joining, Pat. Hello, everyone. West Valley City, Utah. Very cool. Bugman, checking in. Danoby2 Pawns, the Seattle chapter reporting for what you needed to do was report in last night, Bugman, with your chapter, right? And provided security for the event. That's what you should have done, Bugman, right? Pawns, Seattle chapter checking in from Seattle isn't going to help me. You look, I get it. Seattle is fun, liberal, woodsy. Big. I still need to go out there and find Bigfoot and hike out there. But where I needed you, Bugman, was checking in last night. I could have used some support because clearly all of the YouTube influencers that love InArts and Queen Studios and then essentially ride in them on top, by the way, weren't there, right? Well, I couldn't make it to Las Vegas. I couldn't make it to Las Vegas. It was a short notice, right? Short notice to Las Vegas. Why would anybody ever come to Sin City, where all your dreams come true in Sin City? I couldn't make it because it was expensive. It was expensive to make it to Las Vegas, but I'm going to support a $1,000 action figure. But you couldn't swing it. And some of you even live next door to California. Couldn't even make it. But yet, you want your voices heard. You want to crow. InArts is producing. I think my favorite part of the whole ordeal is listening to everybody talk about the event, is how some YouTube influencers tend to speak in the past tense. Oh, InArts is producing some really good stuff. Oh, yeah, the stuff that they're making is really good. Oh, yeah, the stuff that's coming out is fantastic. Listen carefully, folks. Listen to some of the folks that you listen to. They speak in the past, like this stuff has already been out, like it's shipped. Misinformation. This stuff is already out. Oh, yeah, the kids are out there playing with their Joker. They're playing with their Joker. Listen carefully as to how they speak. Well, the final production photos are out, right? So the stuff is out. It's done. Danoby2, it's done. Done deal. It's done. Speaking in past tense, nothing's been shipped yet. We don't even have an exact date when the first InArts figure is going to be released. Shao. I enjoyed the show last night. Looking forward to tonight. Well, thank you for joining. At Professor Doll MD. Aloha, 808 Michigan Jedi. Aloha from Zone 03. Thank you. Checking in from Hurricane Row. You still paddling? Are you you're not pulling that Jack and Rose shenanigans out there, right? Like there is space on the board, Doc, right? It isn't just you on the board floating off the coast off where are you? You're in Orlando, right? So you're probably like still floating like in a retention pond out there. You can make space on the board, Jack. Rose can still fit in with you. I'm telling you. South Carolina checking in. Funky Cold Santa. Very nice. Evangel, good evening. Thank you. Collectible Kisser. Back at the live stream, New York over here. Very nice. Blackbird checking in. Thank you. Thank you. Willie Woodson. Who else? Who else? Did you keep that card thingy you showed on the live stream? I did not. Nope. I picked it up. I held it. I played with it. And then I also played with the hands, with Joker's hands, dabbled with it. And I set it and forget it. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's a card, right? It's a tin card, Joker and art. I mean, that clearly justifies the price, right? So no, it's still there. Why do I want that? Any fallout from last night? And then some, maybe, probably, and then some. 1:05 in the morning, rotten apple in the house. Local Lou, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Who do we got? Net Effect checking in from Chicago. Beautiful Chicago. The Bean. Love the Bean in the park. Chicago's an awesome city. Fantastic. Roddy Erin Sparrow. 1:05 a.m. here in South America. Ooh, that's cool. South America. What part of South America? Peru, Brazil, Ecuador? Where are you? That's cool. Thank you for joining. Good, sir. Seems so underwhelming overall. Some of us in the community like to pretend it was the it was the inauguration of a new king and queen ceremony. I mean, they just thought it was above and beyond. So I wasn't that impressed, right? And then you would ask yourself, well, Danoby, you're being a Debbie Downer. Why weren't you impressed? Because I speak from experience and I speak from history. I have been attending the San Diego Comic-Con since 2006, and I have never missed a toy event show, except when the world ended those 2 years. But I attended the special, even at the end of 2021 when they had that special night. So I'm used to being wooed and dazzled. You want my hard-earned money, I expect you to come in with the fireworks. Every time I attend the San Diego Comic-Con in person, that's what I get. There's a reason why I'm religiously addicted to attending this event. This event, San Diego Comic-Con, is grandfathered into my genome. Doesn't matter, families going on a trip around the world. Nope. If it interferes with San Diego Comic-Con, there's an issue. San Diego Comic-Con is one of the events that it lets me feel like a kid again. It's everybody showing you what they got. If they're asking you to pony up $1,800 on a 1/6 scale vehicle, it's there. They have their beautiful, attractive models. They're wooing you for your dollars, right? That's what I'm used to. The razzle and the dazzle, a lot of flair, exclusives. This event was very mediocre. Well, some folks in the community may think that I'm seeing the glass, I guess, half empty versus others can see it half full. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just, look, you're asking the community, the 1/6 scale community that I've been part of for a very long time, you're asking us to pony up $1,000 for an action figure. A 1/6 scale action figure, where most of us have never experienced that yet. And hell, I know some in the community that have never even experienced owning a 1/6 scale true vehicle. I'm not talking about a speeder. I'm talking about a true 1/6 scale vehicle, a Bat Tumbler, a DeLorean, an Ecto-1. What that entails from pre-order to commit, to accept and delivery, to displaying it, to experiencing the challenges of where the hell are you going to put a giant ass 1/6 scale vehicle, right? And then after you finally figure that out, where are you going to put the box? it's one thing to say, well, I pre-ordered the DeLorean and the Ecto-1. Well, do you currently own a 1/6 scale vehicle? Well, no. Does that give you credibility? Does that give you the credit to boast and to crow on it? I tend to beg to differ. I really do. I don't think it's not. I don't think that adds up. I just don't. What is this? Who's being a family man? What's going on here? What do we got here? Anything good? Anything good? Anything good? Looking at the comments, those are technically split. Anything good? He on them gummies. I am not actually. I'm actually very sober, so I'm not on any edibles tonight. So no. I had to bend some. I found the whole experience very overwhelming. I found it very overwhelming because a lot of people that I thought I can count on that assured that they were going to be there did not show up. So my anxiety levels were already out the roof, right? And then the day prior, then I find out that Justin is now the spokesperson promoting the InArt's figure, and you're like, what? Where did this come from? And there's not a problem with him being a spokesperson. There's actually nothing wrong with that. That's fine. He can do whatever he wants. He can promote whatever he wants. He has a business to run. And I told him that. What caught me off guard was that I kind of predicted that scenario. I go, this company is raising a lot of red flags. And if I was managing a questionable company that's throwing up a lot of red flags, I would probably pursue a YouTuber that can change the narrative. And that's one of my predictions a couple months ago. So it was kind of odd. I'm like, I see that. And I'm just like, shit, it sucks to be right all the time. And then the night of, everybody who said that they were going to be there, started coming up with excuses. I got a flat tire, Danoby. I need a heart transplant. I got something, one bullshit or the other. But and then all the people that pandered to InArt and for one bullshit reason or the other, they they couldn't make it. So it's just cruel irony. Like, really? Like, I'm the only one that's going to show up? Why? Because it's in my backyard? Really? I didn't even want to be there. I thought a lot of people were going to show up. No pun intended, though. I mean, I had fun with Riley. Riley was cool. Riley was fun. Riley was like overwhelmed. God, Riley was like, is he listening? Riley Reviews, boy. Awesome kid. I love Riley. He was like a kid in the candy store. Boy, he was overwhelmed with all the flashy glitz and the glamour. He was having a blast. I went home last night. Riley and his buddies went to dinner. They went off with the InArts crew with Johnny and Justin and somebody else, and took a photo, and he left. And I was worried. I'm like, I drove home. I was like, Jesus, I hope there's not going to be an Amber Alert for Riley tomorrow morning. I hope he's in good hands. But he made his triumphant comeback. So oh goodness. What is going 6 scale Mafia? Here we go. 10 p.m. in your backyard, providing Overwatch. Look at in Mafia. Oh my goodness. Good old Anthony. Anthony, what is it? You live a few hours from Vegas, right? Anthony lives in Arizona, folks. I should have sent an Uber for his ass. Talking about Danoby, I can't make it. I have to make an X06 review. I gotta I got to review Tuvok and shit or something like that, or one of the offbeat aliens. Oh goodness. Theodore PD, hello. Danoby like checking from 8:14 a.m. from Thessaloniki, city of Greece. Man, I gotta go there one day. I'm jealous, Theodore. Thank you for checking in from Greece. That's awesome. Billy Joe, let's be real. He was turned off by the event because of the cheese and meat spread being left on the table at room temperature. Ew. I didn't touch any of that. Are you kidding? I had to work the following day. Can you imagine? I eat any of that stuff and I end up with like the shits? F no. No. I couldn't. No. I couldn't do that. Thank you. Think about it, boy. Geeking out, and the man, the myth, the legend, Danoby. Good luck and have fun on stream. I'm having a blast so far. I am. I'm gonna actually pull up the video right now. How many people actually bought that Joker 2-pack? Well, we're gonna find out, right? When they deliver sometime next year, I'm guessing. Most folks I have talked to have bought the sculpted hair version. There's a difference between pre-order, Doc, and then purchase, right? So are collectors saying that, yeah, I'm going to buy the 2-pack Joker rooted hair? Things change when your whole commitment is just a mediocre pre-order, non-refundable deposit. Things really do change. It's the whole commitment scenario. Yeah, I'm buying the 2-pack Joker. Sure, 2-pack Joker. When the invoice finally is sent, are they going to commit? That's always been my my situation. Oh my God, you took a shirt. Well, Oilers Workshop, of course I'm going to. Didn't you take a shirt? They promised me a swag bag, a $79 value swag bag. Yeah. I want my t-shirt and my hat. Why not? That's what they promised. Why wouldn't I take the t-shirt? Didn't you take the t-shirt? Skepticism. Folks need to understand that skepticism is healthy. Honestly, the InArt figures look great, but what some YouTubers are doing isn't reviewing, it's promotion. There's always two sides to a coin, isn't there? There's always two sides to a situation. Others want to be positive, and then others may probably see me as negative. I don't, honestly, genuinely, on my grandmother's grave, I honestly do not believe I'm being negative. I think I am being hyper skeptical, very critical. I'll believe it when I see it. But they're saying that that's the final production. Then I inquired on video, then I inquired off camera, when are the first Jokers going to arrive? Well, sometime. First batch is fall. First batch is fall. First batch of the Jokers is fall. What happens if you don't get your Joker fall? Because I'm assuming, if I know how to read a calendar, we are in fall of 2022. Oh, you didn't get your Joker? Well, you clearly weren't the first batch. Oh, okay. An escape clause. Clever girl. When do you think you're going to get the figures? I filmed the whole theater presentation, filmed it on my GoPro. And I'm running the video through an audio cleaner because the echo and the feedback in this auditorium was just horrendous. And Johnny was speaking. There was another individual in this room with a mic. And I'm trying to run the footage to clean it, but it takes a lot of horsepower and render. And I thought I was going to have that theater presentation ready for this live stream. I had to pause it, and then I'm going to have to continue it overnight. And then probably I'll do a recap on just the theater, because the theater presentation, look, if you think I pointed a lot of red flags already through this year's history of what was documented in YouTube land, the theater presentation also raised, I don't want to use a concern, but it raised questions. Really, you guys are going to do this? You're going to do that? And yet, during the Q&A session, which I hope I got this simple because I had to swap out the battery on the GoPro. You had a Q&A where an individual was asking, inquiring about a statue that it's been on pre-order for 3 years. And they kind of played back and forth in answering this gentleman's answer. Like, has it been 3 years? Has it been 3 years? And they played back and forth. I forgot the name of the statue, but it was a somebody in the audience was inquiring about a statue that was a 3-year pre-order. And then Johnny goes, then he went into his pandemic clause where, well, China's on lockdown, we can only go so fast, and China's locked down. And then they moved on to the next question. That to me was a concern. I was like, oh, then it opened up my mind. Well, if statues are being a 3-year pre-order, right? I mean, wouldn't a 1/6 scale figure with rooted hair require a little bit more time and labor? We've seen how long an experienced, established 1/6 scale company can take, right? We can use Hot Toys. You see their own production delays as to how long a figure from pre-order to gets released. And they've been doing this for quite a while. So to expect quicker expedited service on a high-end figure, that in itself is a red flag. Danoby, my wife says hi. Your wife is lovely, Oilers. It's a pleasure to meet both of you last night. Richard, I got one too. All right, everybody got the t-shirts. All right. Going through the comments, I'm going to fast forward here. Fast forward. All right, let's put on a video here. Let's get my video. Where are you? I'll show you what I got. Show me what you got. Walkthrough. Now, I got rid of the audio because I really was not in a good mood at this point. So this is me parking the car. I hope I deleted it. I hope you guys can't hear what I'm saying. This is not a good, it's not nice what I was, but this is me. I'm parked in the garage. Like I said before, months prior, this is not a really good part of town. You really want to watch your back and so forth. And you park your vehicle, and then you enter through the front. But for the most part, at this side of town, you really want to be in a group. You really want to be in a party. There are homeless people who do live underneath the city. At this part, there are underground sewers. The straightforward is further north. It's a few blocks. It's Fremont. It's not the classy side of Vegas. The tourist family side of Vegas is typically on the Las Vegas Strip, between the Luxor and the Stratosphere. That part, you're safe, right? This is just B-roll footage outside of the live stream that I took. And going back to Pennywise, my biggest concerns on this is that so let's rewind here a bit. So everybody's like, well, Danoby, don't you think that Hot Toys needs challenge? Don't you think it's great? Promote diversity, right? Let's get something different. Let's promote this. And the problem is that what InArt is providing is almost a mirrored version, a mirrored expensive version of what's currently being offered or will be offered. So Pennywise right here, for example, Hot Toys has done this. Hot Toys has done this, I think, at a very competitive price. They provided 2 different head sculpts, and they provided a base and so forth, a stand and a few accessories like the balloon and the thing. So at $265, I want to say, if I'm quoting the wrong price, correct me and I can post it. But this Pennywise here, because it has rooted hair, I guess because it's being attached manually, and it's the hair plugs are being implanted differently than, say, your traditional rooted doll. then that would justify almost the doubled price point. And I do understand that there is a market for a high-end customizable figures. I think it's a very niche market. I don't believe as far as mass. I really don't. I could be proven wrong on this if this Pennywise is a runaway hit, meaning that they stick with their price point and then 60 days later, it's not discounted on the bargain bin, because we do have somewhat of a historical archive that's really not that old that we can kind of use. We have the Pennywise from Hot Toys that's been kind of sitting. It's been discounted up to 25%, and it's still in stock, right? That's a good deal. It's almost $200 to get the Hot Toys Pennywise with these. But I guess if you want to play devil's advocate, you're like, well, I think it's worth to have the rooted hair and to have the theater. As far as the accessories, they're very mediocre. And I have to take someone's word at face value that they're going to commit to this. I don't think this is going to be a very popular figure. It's all about commitment, right? We can pre-order something, but there's too many of us in the community who are a bunch of flakes. Probably have a bad rap of pre-ordering stuff and then claiming that they're going to buy it, and then when the invoices come in, they just don't commit. This is one of the challenges that I presented early in the year. Who's going to step up to the plate? This is the nightmare before Christmas. We're being plagued by crowdfunding campaigns, Kickstarters. Everybody is jousting for they're essentially fighting for your money. And some of us do not have an infinite budget. Some of us work on a scheduled budget. So tough choices have to be made. How much do you love Pennywise? Do you love Pennywise 550, or depending on where you purchase it? Do you love him that much? Or are you willing to settle for a Hot Toys version so that you can buy an additional figure? You can buy Batman Forever and Robin. You can squeeze another figure, right? I would like to believe that most experienced veteran collectors, right, they do factor in the formula of value, benefit, commitment, right? So this is where I'm kind of going a little bit deeper into my skepticism. This is where I kind of tend to call bullshit on how successful some of this stuff is going to be. Because I do believe that some of us are going to commit to the price point. And yeah, I'm going to buy Danoby. Well, sure, you're an experienced collector. But what assurances do we have that it's not going to hit the bargain bin over at KG Hobby or Toys Wonderland? Toys Wonderland has a history, a nasty history of discounting figures, right? Nobody ever wants to feel like they overpaid in such a short amount of time. It's going to suck if you committed to Pennywise at $550. And then 60 days later for Christmas, they're doing a blowout sale. Sometimes it's better to let the pawns go first. So when I look at this figure, other than the rooted hair, I don't see much of a difference other than the doll hair compared to my Pennywise that I already have. And I like Pennywise. Not in love with Pennywise, but it's cool to have a horror character, 1/6 scale of high caliber. So I'm fine with my Hot Toys, and I get it. There are some out there who want to go hardcore on this. So if this is your cup of tea, I go, then more power to you. I just don't think the value is there. And if you think that some of us do not put on the value goggles, you're mistaken, because things always look more attractive when you're getting more value and more accessories, providing that benefit versus the higher end. Some of us are willing to compromise. Some of us probably don't even know what it entails to own a high-end figure, right? For some collectors in the community, this could very well be their first rooted hair 1/6 scale figure. They probably aren't aware that you need to become a stylist, hairdresser of sorts. They don't understand that there's quite a few tricks of the trade. Some of them probably don't know that you need solutions of conditioner or fabric softener, and you are essentially combing the figure like a doll. And if the hair doesn't bend to your will, hot air to place it, because I doubt they're using human hair on this Pennywise. God, I hope not. It is coming from China. I hope it's not human hair. If it is synthetic hair, manually rooted, which is plastic, you would need a hot air gun to bend the fibers slightly, and you would spend 5 to 10, 15 minutes. Some collectors probably aren't aware of that. So when they purchase their $1,000 Joker and they see that the hair looks like a shitstorm, they don't realize that, yeah, you do have to put in some work to it. You do have to style it. So I doubt that the one that was recently reviewed looked that beautiful for that present. And that's the thing too, right? There was an unboxing of the Joker. That video has set a narrative of what to expect. I think that's a little bit dangerous. That unboxing video of the Joker has set an expectation of this figure. What if the presentation is altered in the months leading up to your delivery? There's probably a good possibility on that. They haven't provided a date. They just said first batch fall 2022. What is this? Think human. Brayden, you're out of control. To be fair, all of this is bullshit until people get their figures. It is. And the whole idea is to do your due diligence, to do your own independent research, and to be smart about it, right? Are we all going to pretend to be stupid if the shit hits the fan, right? If you're following most of us, didn't you do your research? Didn't you know what you were getting? Why? Because parent company Queen Studios delivers great statues? Well, sure they do. I think they do a really good job with statues. But their statue department isn't making the 1/6 scale figures. They've said it on multiple times that it's being outsourced to a different production company. That's the big question, right? Is we're all patiently waiting for the final delivery, right? Not to a top YouTuber that's going to review it, because he's going to do his best darnest job. We know that, right? We know it's going to be a paid sponsorship. And again, there's really nothing wrong with that. What I would like to wait for is somebody who's on a limited budget that had their heart set on Joker, who can only afford 1 or 2 figures a month without the partner or the missus finding out that they're sneaking in that purchase. That to me is really what I'm interested in, not somebody that is getting a comped figure, right? Or is getting the ability to review it before others. Of course, their opinions are going to be skewed. So it makes it very challenging and really hard to trust that opinion on a $1,000 figure. I don't know about this one right here. The suit, I was looking at film stills earlier today, and it seemed like certain patterns are off. Certain color palettes were off. It makes no sense for me to question at this point, because this is something that I think Euler's Workshop had mentioned, like, or O'Reilly, or even, it was even suggested by by Justin when I ran into him. You know, the owners are here, Danoby. Why don't you ask them? That's what he presented to me. And I told him it doesn't make a difference. It's not going to, they're going to tell me exactly what I want to hear. That was one of the reasons I really did not look forward to attending the event, was because I felt it wasn't going to provide a benefit, a service to the community that probably listens to me and follows me. Because all I knew attending it, it was going to be a publicity stunt, because this had never been done before. It was done outside of the traditional practices of the toy industry. Most licensed and distributor and toy companies typically will follow the regular toy channels. But I was led to believe that, well, this is going to be different. This is different outside the toy channels. We're too hip, you know, we're not going to do New York Comic Con. We're not going to do so forth. That to me right there was a red flag. That's concerning. That's different. You are hosting an event outside of the traditional channels of promotion. In October in Las Vegas. And there's nothing wrong with Las Vegas, because some of the best conventions in Las Vegas are held. The Las Vegas Convention Center is one of the biggest conventions in the world. SEMA is held here. CES, the future, is showcased here. My beautiful, lovely city of Las Vegas. CES. So the future is always presented here in Las Vegas, CES. But they did it in a location that could be questioned. Why would you have it there? If you're a toy collector, if you've never been to Las Vegas before, you probably wouldn't know that. Well, I've been living in Las Vegas for 16 years. This is my town. Las Vegas has always been good to me. Las Vegas has always taken care of me. Every time I've fallen in the city, Las Vegas always takes care of me and my family. So I know Vegas pretty well. And that was the first thing I did. I searched this location. It's like, it's being held where? Next to Fremont? This part of town? Ew. Should I bring escorts here? What's going on? Should I bring security? It's not a good part of town. But I thought everybody was going to be there. I thought everybody that supported InArt's Queen Studios, right? All of these wonderful cats that have been riding the InArt's dick didn't show up, did they? But they love what they're producing. I'm telling you, look back at some of the videos. Listen to how some of the members in the community are talking in past tense. I shit you not. It's like they're making it seem like this stuff's been released already. I promise. I'm not going to mention any names. I can only ruffle so many feathers per quarter. I'm trying to be good here. We're approaching Christmas here, kids. I really am. I'm wearing the t-shirt. I don't think the value is here for this Robert Pattinson Batman. I think it's okay. I just don't. This Joker is an attractive Joker. I studied the velvet patterns. I even inspected the soft goods stitching. This jail cell here, the die cast, that was pretty cool. But I didn't see anything new. And I need to explain on that. Rooted hair is new. Not for me. Really does nothing for me. Did they get the likeness right on this? Sure. The accessories, yeah. The setup, 2 figures. Okay, cool. We think it's worth $1,000. Ooh, you know what? Here's the thing in arts. 1/6 scale DeLorean from Hot Toys at $800 looks a lot more attractive to me. And I get it. Everybody has their own flavor. Everybody tends to swing in certain directions. I don't see the value in this. I do not, especially since this character has been done multiple times already through Hot Toys. And who's to say Hot Toys wouldn't take a crack at this? Hot Toys has been tap dancing with Christopher Nolan again, hasn't he? Everybody, they were all excited for the Christopher Nolan Batman, weren't they? I just don't see it with this guy. And I'm very skeptical as to how many in the community are going to commit to this sticker price. I really, really do. The presentation was very mediocre. There wasn't a lot to do. I need to check. I didn't even check with Euler and Riley's live streams. I can't imagine their live streams extending past 20 minutes. There really wasn't. And even that is probably generous. There just was not a lot to cover here. It was final productions and prototypes. That's what we saw. And I need to go back to that because that was one of the reasons I felt like I wasn't, if I attended, I really wasn't going to provide a service to the community, because to me, when I attend something like this, it feels like nothing is real. Other than the statues that they've been toting all year, that have some of them already been released, like the Loki and stuff. My biggest concern was the 1/6 scale figures. I wanted, I guess, right? Paradox Nerd, assured me, and PJ, if he's listening, he told me it's worth it. And I was like, PJ, what? Nothing here is final, right? Why not showcase something that, if I was managing this event, I would have timed it where the Joker would have shipped out to the first batch to customers, right? The first batch of figures, it's in the customer's hands, and then promote, fundraise, right? You're asking for pre-order commitments. That's how I would have managed it. If I was the manager to this event, that's what I would have done. I would have had the first batch of Joker figures shipped out already, and whatever, you want your top YouTuber to puff piece it, sure, why not? And let him get the first crack, but within that week span, have some of the ones that supported InArt, right? The ones who invited the marketing guy, Johnny, into their YouTube homes, right? Have them have a crack. If they're pre-ordered it and they're willing to pay, let them have some of the leftovers. But it could be months until the first batches are even in some of the committed collectors' hands. Going back, so I was surprised with Gandalf because a couple days prior, I was playing around with this guy. So I remembered the patterns and the likeness and so forth, what was completely different. So having this guy out, really just seeing the hot mess that Asmus did here, I was unable to compare. I'm like, wow, that's really, really cool. And then I noticed like the fabric stitchings, the hat. I was able to kind of see that. And that's why I'm like, look, if they're able to deliver exactly what is shown there, then Gandalf gets a pass. Is it worth the price? No. No, it's not. No. Was it like 515, I think is what it was. Let me see. Share screen. Let's see, because you can buy all of them. You can buy all of them right now at everybody's favorite overseas retailer. You can buy all of them. They're all going to sit there for quite a while. So InArt's The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf right here at $482 US price. And because we know by experience how generous Toys Wonderland is with their ship prices, you can probably expect $600. That's conservative. So then you ask yourself, is Gandalf worth $600? I don't know. How much do you really want that rooted hair now, right? $600. This is coming from a community that has trouble already committing already to some of the stuff that they swore that they were going to purchase. They have it's questionable. It's very questionable. 6-scale Mafia. Trust is a fickle thing in this community. I only trust a couple people who I absolutely have my back. Meaning YouTubers or retailers? Clarify. Bob Dylan. I guess if a woman is 6 months pregnant, you call her a liar until you see an umbilical cord. Bob, I have to confess, that's actually a poor metaphor. The best way to restructure your metaphor would be to say the woman is not showing, right? Her stomach is flat, and she says she's pregnant. So some in the community then would have to then call her either a liar or maybe an error, right? That's how you probably would do it. But you're assuming, because we see the prototypes here, that it's a done deal, Bob. Is that what I? Because your metaphor is implying that you've already handed the keys to the city, like some in the community already. You're going to have to clarify your metaphor there. Joker 1010, Pennywise 910, Batman with the cowl was a damn near perfect 2. Gandalf was the weakest link. The problem with Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, is that we already have a guaranteed, until proven otherwise, I'm going to apply the word guarantee to Hot Toys, a Robert Pattinson figure at a fraction of the cost. InArt hasn't delivered anything but pretty photos. Pretty updated photos that some in the community already assume it's a done deal. Here are the keys to the city. InArt is making great stuff already. Speaking in past tense. Look, pay attention, folks. Mr. Mushi Mushi, nobody's trying to start any drama here. At Oilers Workshop, completely agree. At this point, it's just rumors and it's relevant for the quality of the product. People are just looking to start drama. I'm not trying to start any new drama that I've already brought up early in the past. You may see it otherwise, probably because you may feel that I'm, I guess, attacking what you believe in, right? Nobody ever wants to look like a fool. Nobody ever wants to be seen as an idiot because they decided to take a leap of faith on something that they were unsure of. I take monetary leaps of faith all the time. I back Kickstarters and crowdfundings and that sort on leaps of faith. But the difference is when I do it on companies that have already have had an established, proven history of delivering said products. You can't use Queen Studios' statue license as a validation. Fortunately, you cannot. Does Queen Studios make phenomenal statues? Of course they do. They make some beautiful works of art in statue, and they showed their promo reels and on their statues and so forth. They even had individuals talk about the love and the passion that they're putting into their 1/6 scale figures in the theater. And excuse me. Fine, it's all dandy. I wasn't questioning any of that. I just want to what I'm questioning is when is this stuff going to get delivered? And are we going to keep seeing more characters being added onto the pre-order roster? Because look, the truth is Queen Studios, the statue side, already has a bad track of delays. They do deliver their products in the end, but their statue side is plagued dramatically by delays, gross delays, 2-3 years. As I witnessed in the theater by an individual who's been waiting 3 years for a statue. Who's to say that those delays wouldn't transfer to a high-end 1/6 scale figure? That's what I'm asking. But I guess I'm the cynic then on that part. Sir Max, this is a belief in faith. You do believe that their first batch may start shipping sooner than expected. That's cool. I do respect your opinion on that, as it was shared with me that the first batches were going to start shipping this year, fall of 2022. Max, the clock is ticking. I don't mind being proven wrong. It just sucks that a lot of my predictions are coming right. Let's see here. Late to the party, King Charming, but glad you survived. Yes. Yeah, I'm just doing a recap. I had excitement last night. Sometimes seeing a prototype is the best they can offer at this time. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's all that they can offer, then that is exactly how I will analyze and critique the company as it stands. If that's all that they're providing is a prototype, then that's how I'm going to judge the company. This company does not have a proven historical record yet. They'll probably get there. The question is when. That's what we're kind of waiting for. We're waiting for delivery. We're waiting for reaction. We are waiting for commitment. We are waiting for value. Dependability. Is a $1,000 Joker figure going to hold its value after 60 days? Or is Toys Wonderland here going to bargain bin it right next to Boba Fett? We saw what happened to the 2-pack Boba Fett there. 2 Boba Fetts. Bargain bin, and everybody swore their commitment to Boba Fett. And look what happened. Biggest toy maker, biggest high-end 1/6 scale toy maker in the world, its own products are having trouble holding value. Again, I understand and I respect certain collectors do not want to be seen as a fool. So when you question their beliefs, and like, I believe that this Gandalf is worth $600 total with shipping, and you question, like, and you're like, you know what, Joe Schmo, I don't think that's a good purchase. Well, what do you know? You're just being a dick. Oh, okay. Huh? Sugar Toys has options as well, not the rooted 2-pack, but sculpted toys. Get your InArt for 1/6. Shameless. If you're in the US, I would probably promote. I'm affiliated with Spec Fiction. At least then, if the ship sinks, only Spec Fiction has your back. I don't know. Toys Wonderland already has a history of being flaky. Websites bouncing back and forth, turned on and off. I would be very skeptical purchasing anything from Toys Wonderland. I had my own challenges with Toys Wonderland. I've only purchased one item, which was the 2-pack Boba Fett, which was at $253. 3 months later, it finally arrived. It was not a good experience because I did have to chase that purchase. So I probably would never purchase anything ever again from Toys Wonderland. Just wasn't a good experience. But Spec Fiction, I think Todd there has a limited amount of figures that he's willing to carry. And I think a lot of his stuff is sold out, not because of demand, but because I don't blame him. Like, if people start reneging on these invoices, he's going to get stuck with dead stock. So there's probably the reason why he's limited his amount of figures that he's going to carry here in the US. So you have like Gandalf, it's a wait list. All the Jokers are wait list, which I don't blame them, right? Why would you keep this open, taking all the risk, right? And then when Todd decides to send out the invoices, he gets back with bullshit excuses. So I honestly don't blame him. But just for example here, and again, I don't like the amount of SKUs. There's a premium SKU here. There's a standard SKU, suited SKU, combo SKU. It's too fucking much. My philosophy is the more than one SKU, the shit sits. Plain and simple. With any, not just Hot Toys, anything. If there's a deluxe and a premium and this and that, the shit sits. It's too many damn options. I think this is the high-end package here. Spec Fiction is probably offering the better price on this because I think over at Toys Wonderland, I think this package is $1,100. Yes. So plus shipping and tax. So this exact same package here at Spec Fiction, it's $949. He's offering free shipping, and then tax will be questionable as to what state it's being shipped on. But if you had to minimize the risk, I would probably say go with Spec Fiction and probably avoid Toys Wonderland, since I guess now they are. My impression is that they're connected sponsors, partners, maybe, right? I don't know. Early in the year, they were against each other. Now they're in bed together. I don't know what to believe. I only know what is being shared with me publicly. So, link is in the description for Spec Fiction. So, they are one of my affiliates. So, if you had to take the risk, I probably would recommend just going through them and avoid Toys Wonderland, because most likely, if you decide to change your mind, you're not going to get your non-refundable deposit back. I don't know if Todd is doing Spec Fiction, if he's doing refundable deposits on that as well too. No clue. So, what is this? Wait a minute. Toys Wonderland has the InArt. What the hell? Oh yeah, they have quite a bit of stock. Yeah. This stuff is not going to sell out. It's all fully stocked at Toys Wonderland right now. They're taking tons of pre-orders. So if somebody knows more information, if they're proud partners working together, I'm assuming they are. I mean, they have a page all dedicated to them. So what do we have here? InArt stands for inexpensive art. No. No. Fortunately, Ecto-1 that does not qualify for points. No. You were kind of close, but no. Here we go. All right. $1,000 is the cost of 2 Iron Man and Hot Toys reissues every month. Of course, people are willing to spend more on a unique, rooted 2-pack than the billionth Neon Tech Iron Man. Well, I'm sorry you believe that. You may be proven wrong. You may be proven wrong, right? And that is a speculative opinion, as we all are sharing our deep thoughts right now. A ton of R&D goes into a die-cast Iron Man. a rooted Heath Ledger Joker just requires human labor. It's not like there's moving parts and joints. But I guess if you want the labor in rooted hair so that you can see, I don't. No, it'll be interesting to see if I'm proven wrong. I like to this Joker. If it doesn't sell, it's going to get bargain binned, folks. Ultimately, that's what's going to happen. This is the same community that already turned its back on the Christopher Nolan Batman, on the improved Batman. Everybody who was in love with the Tumblr. Oh, that was weird. This is the same community that turned its back on the Christopher Nolan. You can get discounts already on the Christopher Nolan Batman on Hot Toys. So it's really hard for me to believe that they're going to commit to a rooted hair $1,000 Joker. And this is my next comment is definitely going to be like a tinfoil hat. But what if when this stuff starts to ship, Hot Toys decides to reissue a 3.0 Joker? What then? That would be considered an act of disruption within the market, right? Because some collectors who may already been stretched financially thin to afford this Heath Ledger Joker, and now they see Hot Toys is doing a 3.0 Heath Ledger, they're going to take the 3.0 Heath Ledger from Hot Toys if they're stretched financially thin. It's all value, benefit, collectability, completing a collection, all of that, right? Not everybody has the exact same budget. This isn't Marvel Legends. This isn't Star Wars Black Series. Everybody has a different budget as to how to operate. Let's see here. I'm going through the comments. Let's see. I'm going through the comments. There's a lot of chatter. Cobra Collections, super chat here. Although I didn't agree with what you told Justin yesterday, I do appreciate a good old-fashioned tongue lashing and school and much respect, Danoby. Oh, that was never my intention. It really wasn't, right? You know the old saying, when in Rome. He was there. He wanted to chat. I did not mean to. He felt like it was entrapment, but I felt like I was asking civilized questions, right? Are you the new face of InArts? Are you now the proud sponsor? Right? He was very cordial. He was very polite to me. He did answer the questions that I was more curious about, right? He did. Yeah. My impression was that he was going back to Australia with a premium Joker before anybody else. That was my impression. He said no. He told me he was invited by the owners and he got to review and discuss the figure on. I haven't seen the review. I don't really care to see a review. I don't hate anybody, by the way. Don't hate Justin. I just don't see a benefit in watching his review within the Joker because it doesn't provide any insightful metadata for me to process, right? I tend to operate very differently. I just tend to, if I'm going to watch a review, let's say on the Joker, I'm going to watch, again, it's more who worked hard to get $1,000 figure, right? For example, Riley's review, let's use him, or even Euler's, right? Riley was really excited for Joker. And I guess at the end of the day, if it made him happy, I believe Riley. He's really digging and he's really loving it. And he does get, I don't remember if he's getting it or not, but someone like him, because he's a good kid, right? He's young and like, if he's working hard and he's getting this, then that's cool. Then the product has served its purpose. It's provided joy, right? That's the whole idea. Sitting on the ground, playing with the toys, rolling the car back and forth. That's the whole thing. It's just different when you have a paid sponsorship or a paid promoter. And I wasn't, again, trying to entrap him or anything. It's just, it's kind of hard to believe you, right? It's kind of hard to believe you, Justin. I mean, you're a paid promoter. Doesn't really make you a bad guy, but I'm not going to waste my time watching you, right? Again, no ill will. So, let's see. Let's see here. InArt, let me see. MBD Dyson A21. InArt is just one more. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Cobra. I got to tell you, thank you. Plus, I'm going to drink a little bit of water here. How about a thank you for you?
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
Yes. And I was getting super chats yesterday, and I always feel bad if I don't say thank you. There was hopefully any of the super chats that I got on a live stream yesterday, I extended my gratitude. So hopefully that went through on that. Oilers were what do we have here? Doesn't it get delivered 8th of December when they said it would be at the beginning? That's the $1 million question, D-Min. When is the first batch? When's it going to start to ship? All right. When's it going to start to ship? That's really what we're waiting for. So they say. But then I could also foresee excuses. Well, China, production delays. We're on lockdown again. That excuse has been used on several times on several live streams. If it doesn't get delivered by the 8th of December, I'll probably have to take a shot of rum, because I'm pretty positive that excuse will probably show up again. If not on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or on someone's live stream that decides to patronize Johnny or somebody else from Queen Studios. Bob Dylan. Goodness, Bob, you are on a roll. Hasn't your raft run out of air yet, Bob? Love picking on you, Bob. Does Hot Toys have a better release to pre-order ratio? It's at least 4-1. Pre-order ratio is probably poor, but you know what Hot Toys has that InArt does not? They've delivered figures. InArt has been fundraising, pulling publicity stunts in October in Las Vegas, partnering up with YouTube personality to ensure the public that everything is okay. So there's a big difference. Come to me when Hot Toys decides to throw an event in Las Vegas. Can you imagine if Hot Toys threw an event in Las Vegas? Holy shit. Oh, that'd be something. Here we go. To count. Oh, here we go. Good for health. Not to count Hot Toys' countless pre-order solicitations and teases, but no one is delivering on time, Danoby. Pandemic has hit everybody. So you're giving them a pass, right? Let's give them a pass. They're not going to deliver on time already. That's my impression from your comment. You're cool with it. Well, some in the community are not. because it's getting old. And again, these aren't Marvel Legends, for crying out loud. These are high-end, expensive action figures from a company that has yet to deliver their first figure to their first paid customer. So going back to the event, one side of the curtain, it was the 4 figures, and then the rest were their statue bust and pieces that they've been toting around. What was new? Black Suited Superman, Nightmare Batman, and then the Joker, and then the enemy bust chick. So they brought 3 or 4 brand new statue pieces that hadn't been seen yet to the public, and the InArt figures. The amount of new stuff that was showcased here could fit on both your hands. Nightmare Batman, cool. Black Suited Superman, I like Superman. But there's existing pre-orders already on this version. And we don't have a price on this, right? We compare who's going to give you the better sculpted, attractive Superman for the value, right? What are they asking for this? I don't know. Yeah, because Prime One Studios has their Black Suited Superman. I think it's the exact same scale. So that's what I look at. That's what most statue collectors will look at. Skull posability, the pose that's in their end value, and then who's making it. So does Queen Studios make better statue pieces than Prime One Studio? On majority of them, I would probably say yes. I think Queen Studios does a fantastic, phenomenal, attractive job on statues, but they also charge a lot more. Then you start to factor in the price. And again, some get what makes you happy, get what you can afford, get what you can squeeze into your collection, because statues are a bitch to manage. Not only displayability, but then you need to figure out if you're going to keep the box or if you're going to pay for remote storage and hemorrhage money on an empty box. What do we have here? Doc Smizzle. What you got? Did you make a point here, Doc? So InArt gets heat for not releasing anything, and Hot Toys gets a pass for flooding their production lines with 140 plus figures. 100% they do. Because Hot Toys, as greedy as Hot Toys is, they're still delivering figures. Are some of the figures run into delays? Sure. Are some of the figures actually arriving early? Yes, as well, too. So, yes, it is not a fair comparison to compare Hot Toys to InArts. Hot Toys has multiple IPs, multiple licensed IPs, licensed distribution, right? InArts has Warner Brothers. And they're retreading on the same road that Hot Toys has already been on, that they've driven on. Are they making improvements? Sure. They've done the Joker. They've done Pennywise. And they're doing the Robert Pattinson Batman. The only thing that InArts is doing that Hot Toys hasn't already touched is Gandalf. Otherwise, everything else that InArts is doing, it's kind of like sloppy seconds. Jake, people forget Hot Toys has 150 pre-orders. InArt only has 3 figures in production. 3 figures. Hold my beer, Jake. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and a dozen ass SKUs. Each of those SKUs requires its own inventory, its own packaging, its own experience. So no, Jake, fortunately, I beg to differ. I believe you are wrong. It's not 3 figures in production. So once InArt starts making more figures, people will complain about the delays. No, Jake. No. That's, I guess, my biggest point, Christian, is that it's not a fair comparison. You cannot compare Hot Toys to InArts. Light years separated. You just cannot do that. Mafia, what you got? My biggest problem with InArts that I think everybody seems to forget is that they told us we had 72. Oh, I didn't forget about that. That was one of the dozen flags I've already pointed out. 72 hours to purchase a Joker. So I scrambled at the time to make sure I didn't miss out. And yet here we are. You can log on to Toys Wonderland and every figure is in stock and then some. Too many SKUs, the shit will sit. Bob, do you need a hug? I'm not trying to pick on you, Bob. I really am not. I do appreciate your services, Bob. But you're making it too goddamn easy, Bob. You really are. All right. You are absolutely welcomed to visit me in Las Vegas. I will take you out to dinner, Bob. I am not trying to hurt your feelings. But shit, dude, you're making it too fucking easy for me. Please feel free to laugh at my expense. I've made many bad toy purchases. Chessink. Purchases, but let's be fair about what was shown. There were no red flags with that Joker prototype, so as far as it looks as advertised, no red flags with the Joker. Okay, I'll give you that. With that, we'll ignore the other red flags that have popped up throughout the year, like their promise that Anthony just mentioned on where it was limited for 72 hours and then they were backpedaling, or they keep announcing more figures and fundraising to the point of the word Ponzi scheme comes into question, or that certain things keep changing as far as what's being included, what's not being included, ship date releases. I mean, to the event, the publicity stunt event in Las Vegas, that Bob, if you were committed, you could have attended, right? But I get it, right? I get it. You were stranded off of on a beach barge from the hurricane, so I'll give you a pass, right? You could. I get it. Your life was threatened with a hurricane, so I get why you couldn't have made it. So I do understand that. Bob is going to screw me. Bob, thank you so much for your services in mediating my comments. So I do thank you for that, even though I do pick on you because you're making it easy and I feel bad afterwards. Then I have to apologize to you. InArt doesn't even have a license to sell that, and that's again another. I keep running out of it. They're not even distributed. It's a license to sell figures, but did an event in Las Vegas for figures only available in Asia. Well, then I didn't even have the screenshot of the stuff that they promised that they were going to show, like Black Adam. Did anybody see Black Adam? What was the excuse for They promised like Dune. They promised a lot of shit, folks. They promised that they were going to. And no, it was not there. I don't know. Maybe they were going to blame it on the pandemic for why Black Adam prototypes or Dune or all the other shit that they promised wasn't there. Scrolling down. It's gonna be in pre-order for quite a bit. I would imagine, Monica. I can't imagine it not being. So I like dinosaurs. You guys know I like dinosaurs in the back. I thought this was a cool statue piece here. T-Rex, right? They got Jurassic Park. If the community revolts on Batman, at least you got Jurassic Park, I guess, right? Loki, Tom Holland, and so forth. Those are all seen. And their spread. This is their spread. All right. I just got to be me. I'll show you what they have. I won't comment on the spread. This is what was being shown there. Cheese and crackers. That I guess their PA had picked up at Costco earlier that day. That's it. No more jokes. I'll leave this alone. I'll be nice. They did have an open bar though. Fortunately, I'm not a big drinker though. They did have exotic ales and all sorts of weird shit. You know, it would have been nice if I had a good friend who is an experienced master of spirits been there, who would have promised to have been there, right? He knows who I'm talking about. Swore he was going to be there. He is an expert connoisseur in spirits and ales, but no, I don't drink. It doesn't comprehend much to me. So that was my little video. I didn't really want to go deep into the photos. To me, it's the same pieces that were shown earlier in prototypes. I'm tired of swooning, or you can only swoon so much over a prototype photo. There's just so much you can do for that. It doesn't, at this point, like I told several within the community, I want to see what they deliver. They promised expedited services. We're talking like expensive figures delivered in under a year's time. And already in the comments, you saw yourself, well, everybody's hit by pandemic, so we need to. And like, how many free passes are we going to give them? Right? Collector Chris, at least a Gandalf is one SKU. Well, that is true. At least a Gandalf is one SKU. If anything is probably going to climb up in value, at least hold value, it's probably going to be the Gandalf. Yeah. Everything else is going to get discounted pretty bad. That's my prediction. The Gandalf is probably going to hold its value, probably even climb a little bit. Too many jokers. There's going to be Hong Kong resellers that are going to discount it. You got KG Hobby that took orders on it. You have 1/6 Kit that took order. TNS Figures took order. These are really good companies I've purchased from. They all took a ton of orders. So I'm sorry, I'm going to find it hard to believe that everybody's going to commit to a $600 Pennywise when majority of the community couldn't even have committed. They all pre-ordered Pennywise, and a lot of them just reneged on the Pennywise Hot Toys at $265. So it's just a really tough pill to swallow. I'm like, the shit's going to sit. More than one SKU, the shit sits. And then you have a dozen fucking Robert Pattersons. What is all that about? There's too many Robert Patterson SKUs here. You got a premium. You got a standard edition. You got a combo edition. You have one with fries. It's too damn much. And they're all available for pre-order on your favorite Hong Kong reseller, Toys Wonderland. So if you want to argue with me and say, Danoby, these figures are going to sell and they're going to hold their value, hold my beer. You sound like the Romulan ambassador in Star Trek 6. MB Dyson 829. Good sir, you're getting 50 points because I know exactly what you're referring to. And yes, the Romulan ambassador I don't know what to believe. Chancellor? Yeah. Sorry, that was a 10 points. You're getting 50 points. That's impressive. Yes, I do love to reference a little bit of Star Trek. So yes, he knows exactly what I'm referring to there. Scroll down. Doc Smizzle's on a roll. And clearly the way Doc Smizzle is in this chat, he's clearly must have backed 4 of these things. So he's probably having a shit fit heart attack. Him and Bob Dylan. Hey guys, I'm picking on you too. I like this one here. Every Iron Man sold Howard makes $1 million and then some. Absolutely. Scrolling down to the comments here. Let me catch up here. Everybody's complaining about Hot Toys going backwards. Everybody's complaining about Hot Toys going backwards, and then they want them to make new stuff. Yet now all of a sudden, InArt's filled a gap. For decades, old figures, everybody wants a 3.0 Joker. Did they really, Doc? They really fill in a gap? All they're doing is driving the same road that Hot Toys did. Fill a gap. That's probably debatable in itself. They're filling in an empty market. I've heard that before from several in the community. Yeah, I don't know about that. Scrolling down. You guys are busy tonight on the chats here. Hold on. I'm gonna have to fast forward here and make sure I don't skip any super chats because here we go. Let's see here. Lizzie Venus. This is an interesting one. Lizzie, you sound like a jealous schoolgirl. Let's see your reviews. Let's see how thorough you are. I have no idea. Your whole comment does not make any sense at all. I don't understand anything here. Jealous of what? I don't understand. Let's see reviews. On what? On InArts? Yeah, no. This is probably a backer, somebody who probably pre-ordered multiple ones. And again, it goes back to like if you listen and you watch somebody that questions your judgment, your choice of action, I understand it can be very troubling. I pre-ordered all 3 of the InArts figures, and then Danoby2 says all of these problems, and what does he know? Yeah, it does take a leap of faith. Not everybody can afford to crash. It happens. It can happen. Several toy companies went out bankrupt. It's very common for toy companies, even long-established toy companies, to just disappear with a snap. So yeah, it's very common. Doc, boy, how many did you pre-order, Doc? You are having an ulcer here, aren't you? They always had their first back projection for Q4. We just started Q4 not even 3 weeks ago. You know how many months are in a quarter, right? October is coming. It's moving fast. Then we got November, and then we got December, and the holidays always throttle everything. So your faith in them, I 100% respect, Doc. You're also back in the vault, the Iron Scavenger too, aren't you? Right? Like everybody, multiple companies are too. So it's I understand, right? Nobody wants to question their pre-order judgment. It can be very troublesome. It can be very it could be hard. Yes, my I didn't understand that. Doesn't sound jealous to me at all. No, I don't get that either. Jealous of what? I didn't understand that. That sounded The individual sounded stupid, actually. It didn't make any sense. Danoby, I have an InArt pre-order hitting soon, and I hear you pay your wrenches handsomely. Hey, good for health. Thank you for watching. Look, I don't have a. I was brought up that if from a very young age that if I make a mistake, to man up and to apologize. Like, look, I've made a mistake, and I'm at fault. So if I insult somebody, right? It's not that hard for me to say, look, I'm sorry. I may have offended you. That was not my intention. So it is really not that hard for me. But I do understand for certain individuals, it's very hard. I wouldn't mind being proven wrong on this one. The problem is that I keep coming up right. It's not good. Not good at all. Now, again, like I mentioned in the stream, I had speculated that if I was in arts and there was fear within the community and trustworthy, I would employ a high-end YouTuber. I had called that out months ago, and then it just mysteriously happens a day before the event. Yeah, I don't mind being proven wrong on this, but the problem is I keep hitting blackjack. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Scroll down. I just have to make sure I don't miss anything because I tend to go on monologues here. Yes. See, some of us old timers, some of veterans, even the new ones, know the history of Molecule 8. Molecule 8. Most of you are like, how come we keep hearing people talk about Molecule 8? What's all that about, right? What's Molecule 8 about? Well, you know, I was there.
I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago.
I got suckered into Molecule 8, and I panicked, and I started researching it, started listening to the community. I was on Facebook at that time. At that time, I was young and naive. I didn't understand the ways of Facebook and how toxic and infectious Facebook is. But I did invest in Molecule 8, and thank the aliens in the wormhole, I was able to get my money back. So that was the early days. This is 2014. I thought I had come from a world of toxic man babies of 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures and Marvel Legends. And then I got a taste of this civilized community of high-end toy collectors. Wow, this is really cool. This is the cat's meow. Expensive figures, and the people here are civilized and they look out for each other. Like that was that second year I had met up with Benjamin, and I don't talk to Benjamin as much, but he was such a cool cat back in the day because he was part of the 1/6 freaks, sideshow freaks, and he always provided positive help and comments. And I met Benjamin the very first time I met Benjamin in Las Vegas, because he lives in Las Vegas. I met him he sold me War Machine. He had War Machine, the plastic version, the very first version, and he sold it to me like at retail or below retail. And he was such a cool dude. He sold me War Machine, the very plastic one, and I'm like, wow, you're not gonna get. At that time, I was aware of the gouging that was going on within Iron Man and Hot Toys, but Benjamin was cool. He had sold me that, and so we just connected. And then a couple years later, we started doing like YouTube together. Back to the comments. I need to catch up on some of these comments. Craig Young, you can also say you pay $1,000 for one figure and get a second figure for free, or pay $500 and get 2 figures from Hot Toys. Right? 2-pack Boba Fett, $500. Nightmare Batman and Dark Suited Superman, $500. Han and Chewie, $500. I can keep going on. Standard is for a 2-pack, 1/6 scale, high-end figure, it's $500. But I mean, if you really want to split hairs, $500 for 2 different characters. Black Suited Superman and Nightmare Batman. $1,000 for the same character, same Joker, except he's wearing a different outfit, and the other one he's taking a shit in a cool diorama, mind you. Same character, $1,000. That's why I say it's $1,000 for Joker. Sure, you're getting 2 bodies, but it is 2 Jokers versus most of the Hot Toy 2-packs. For the most part, it's 2 different characters, right? Even the 2-pack Boba Fett, right? It's a human head, and then the armor with Joker. He's standing in one, and he's sitting in one, and there's a costume change. Again, at this point, I'm splitting hairs, but if you're gonna throw your comment like that, I'm gonna counteract it for you. I'm gonna play along with you. This makes for a great historical clip. I would encourage it, but unfortunately, my live streams, Bob, age gracefully, while others not so much. Let's see here. Doc, you're out of control, boy. I'm like, oh, goodness. My goodness. I am trying to, I'm going through the comments here. I'm trying to bring it. I think we're almost, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, Doc, I think that's what I'm seeing on the comments here. So I'm just kind of skipping a lot of this. I'm trying to scan for some. Here we go. Oh, there's super chat. Never feel bad if I speak up. Then I have to be willing to take it too. Hope we get to have that dinner one day. Just not at Fremont, please. Thank you so much for the super chat, Bob. I pick on you though, Bob, with love. I always appreciate what you do, but sometimes, Bob, sometimes you're killing me. You give me heartburn.
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
Water's good.
Wow, thank you so
Did not mean to hit that again. What else we got? Yeah, you know better. Let's see. Holy shit! I'm just gonna have to. Danoby is just saying Justin. All right. I'm gonna have to fast forward. Holy smack! Wow, I really, the chat's really been, I really am far behind, ain't I? And what is this here? I finally scroll. All right. InArt is trying to drink Hot Toys milkshake, but it will not happen. Look, if there's anybody that's drinking the milkshake here and it's hiding in the shadows, it's Hot Toys. See, Hot Toys, when they're threatened, they can afford, I mean, you push against Hot Toys, they have the capital to push back. And when they push back, in most cases, you're gonna fall face flat. Yeah, make no mistake. There's definitely a cold war happening right now between Hot Toys. I don't even think they even. I my honest opinion as to how Hot Toys sees InArts, I think Hot Toys sees InArts like a flea. I really do. I honestly do. I don't. There's no Hot Toys killer. If anything, since they're retreading on an old road that Hot Toys has been on, it's more of a nuisance, like a flea. Yeah. Yeah. And I think they feel they have bigger fish to fry. I think they're going after the third-party pirate companies like Poo Poo Toys and Toys Era and those little bandits. Yeah, I think Hot Toys uh, is going after those more, and probably the other one too that thinks he's not part of that club anymore, Jazzing. Yeah. I think InArts, as much of it as I don't know, I really do feel that Hot Toys probably sees him like a flea. There's nothing new here as far as characters. This is all one corner of a specific IP. It's Warner Brothers, folks. I love Warner. There's nothing wrong with Warner Brothers, but it's Warner Brothers. The cat's meow right now is Marvel and Star Wars. So I'm not trying to take a jab at them. It's toy business, not toy friends, right? Yeah, I fast forwarded. I had to skip. I didn't know that you guys were having your own little war in the comments. So that's where I trust that Bob Dylan and Doc Smizzle are curating the comments for me. Let's see. Pop Moses Film. What are you throwing at me? InArts is going to need to release 25 plus flawless figures on time to over the course of a couple of years to actually compete with Hot Toys. I'll agree with you on this comment that they're not even a competition at this point because they aren't. If they came out with, you see, this is the problem, is that these companies have a habit of riding Hot Toys' dick. And I'll explain. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, InArts is retreading an old road. All of these characters have been made by other companies, but they're better now than Danoby. Yeah, fine, whatever. I'll give you that. But they've been done before. Asmus has done Gandalf. Robert Pattinson, Pennywise. It's old news for Hot Toys, right? All these other companies, all they do is they ride Hot Toys' dick. Jazz Inc., for example, his unique production pieces are all ripoffs of Hot Toys' prototypes. Instead of taking the liberty and the chance to create something new and unique, he decides to go the bandit way and just copy someone else's prototypes. Unlicensed at that point, too. So, and I guess we can kind of turn a blind eye. Well, I guess I'm guilty of that, too. If the products that he was at least copying were dependable, reliable, decent quality, even that's been put into question, right? And it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive. Falcon Cockpit, right? The Justice Mobile. Now he's making a licensed version of the Justice League mobile for charity, right? Signed by Zack Snyder. Sucks to be the first early adopters, huh? Poo Poo Toys making the variant Loki. They all love to ride Hot Toys. They all do. Instead of creating something unique, make a different character. What InArt would have done, if I was the manager for InArt, why not take a leap of faith on an IP that no one else has touched before? Why not Big Trouble in Little China? Has anybody ever made high-end 1/6 scale figures of Kurt Russell and the ninjas and all that from that movie, right? You want to go with 80s pop? Let's do that. Go with that. Instead of treading the same old boring-ass road, like we're going to be doing Terminator 2. Yawn. Make something different. Sylvester Stallone, Demolition Man. Oh, here's a killer that was brought up in the theater, which I actually applauded for. In the InArts theater, someone mentioned a high-end Beetlejuice. Now, that's something I would be interested in. A high-end Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, because it's never been done. Has there been a licensed Beetlejuice? Yes, it was done poorly by Sideshow. Ew, it's horrible, right? No, and that was expensive too at the time. But a high-end Beetlejuice, okay, right? How about Johnny 5? A licensed 1/6 scale of Johnny 5. Bet you that shit would sell. The Asian market loves robots. The Asian market loves fucking robots. Bet you they would be back in 1/6 scale. Johnny 5. Hell, do the one that everybody thinks is a joke from the 80s, the black hole. Vincent and Maximilian. Right? Do something unique. Right? Don't play it safe. Right? Just don't play it safe, right? When you're doing this stuff, it's...
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
Risk is always going to be part of the game. Just is. Ah, there you go. Number 5 is live. So, how about a high-end Blade Runner figures? You know, my heart was recently broken on a third-party bullshit version of Decker from Blade Runner. So they have the Warner Brothers license, and I want to say Blade Runner is still part of that. So yes, if nobody has ever done a high-end version, licensed version of Decker, that, good sir, good madame, that is a leap of faith right there. That is a risk right there. Not Pennywise, not Gandalf, certainly not Heath Ledger's Joker. That's just been done multiple times. And that license is still held on by Hot Toys. Hot Toys is going to screw them over. Hot Toys is probably going to release a 3.0, and it's going to disrupt the market. And it's not going to end very well. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. You have the Warner Brothers license, right? Do the villains that the big boys don't have the balls to do. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. If it's lit up properly with the cheesy over-the-top chrome suit, hell, you make it a deluxe and you throw in the ice puns. You, good sir, that's that's an idea I can get behind on. 10 points. Absolutely. All right. This was fun. Shared my little video. I was trying to be wholesome. I was trying to be nice. I think I'm going to call it an end here. I don't see Madame. I like that. Madam Captain. Madam. I don't see any other inquisitive questions other than people getting bent out of shape because I question their choice and supporting the company. That just hasn't been proven yet. So, yeah. Thank you all.